Hello everyone. So today we are going to see how can we connect Google Cloud SQL into your Spring Boot application. So I have already written this blog. So I will explain this from here. You can see the steps. So I will give you a link of this in the description. So what you have to do is you have to go to the SQL. So after clicking on this menu bar, you can choose SQL. In next, we have to create one instance. Inside that instance, I am using MySQL. So we have to choose the database engine. I am using here a MySQL for this example. Then after clicking on this MySQL, you will redirect to this page, that is create MySQL instance. In that instance ID, you have to give whatever name you want to give. Then next you have to give the password that for the MySQL. Then the database version it will pick automatically. Then after that, below that you will find choose a present. For this edition I have choose here a development. You can choose according to your option. Then in the machine configuration, I have modified this according to my need. So I have choose here a shared core and one virtual CPU and this much RAM. Then after that, what is store capacity? According to your requirement you can give. I have given here a 10 GB. Then instant deletion protection, if you want to enable this you can enable. I don't want that, so I have unchecked it. And at the end you can see that create instant. Then after clicking on SQL on the same page, you can see that this MySQL DB. Then you can click on SQL. Then you will find this table, that is instance ID cloud SQL edition type public IP address. So this public IP address you can check, this is important. So after that, you can click on this MySQL DB. If you click on that, you will redirect to this page. In that page you have to go to the in these options, in the sidebar you will find this option. You have to go to the database. I will create here a new schema. So you have to create click on this create database. Then there will be one window. In that window you have to give the database name and you have to create click on create. Now in order to access this SQL instance, what you have to do is you have to open the cloud shell. In the right top you can find this symbol, you have to click on that. Then after that, what you have to do is you have to get the IP of your cloud shell. So in order to get your IP of your cloud shell, you have to run these two commands on the cloud shell. Then you will get your IP address. So this is the IP address you will get. Then after that, what you have to do is we have to do is you have to go to this MySQL DB, and inside the wherever you find database up above that you will find connection. You have to just go to the connection, and in this connection you will get this screen. In that screen you have to choose the networking, right? In the networking, here I have indicated that. So inside networking you will find new network option. Inside new network, what you have to give, you have to give the cloud shell IP, whatever name you want to give, and in that you have to give the cloud shell IP address. In order to access the SQL instance from the cloud shell, you have to do this process. Then click on done, and after that, below that you will find save option, right? Then go to the what cloud shell. Then on the cloud shell, in order to connect to the SQL instance that we have created, we have to write this command mysql -h and this IP address. This IP address is of SQL instance -u root -p. Then it will ask you the password. Then you have to give the password of MySQL at the time of creating whatever you have given, right? Then after that, what you have to do, you will be connected to the MySQL. Then you have to run the command show database. You will see the schema that we have created. So we have created a schema previously, that is with the name new, and these are the default schema: information, MySQL, performance and sys, and new is a we created. Then in order to change to that schema, you have to write a command use new, and I am checking that this emp tab. So there is no emp tab because we have not created any table. The next thing is, in order to uh, access your cloud SQL from your local machine through Spring Boot application, you need to give your IP address in the networking. So how to find your IP address of local machine? just go to the Google and search for what is my IP, then you will find the IP, right? Then same as we have did for Cloud Shell, uh, in the connection, go to the networking, and in the networking you have to give the in the new network name and your machine IP. So if I go below, you can see that I have given a name, my machine 1, and your machine ID. Then click on done and click on save. Then this is done. Now it's time to create a Spring Boot application and create a table from our Spring Boot application in the Cloud SQL. So in order to create a Spring Boot application, I have used STS. Then you have to go to the file, go to new, then click on Spring Startup Project. Then what dependencies we will require? I will require here a Lombok, Spring Data JPA, MySQL driver, and Spring Web. Click on finish. Then we have to create these packages, that is entity, repo, and runner. And inside that I have created employee entity, employee repository, and test runner. So this is application.properties. This is the JDBC URL. This is the username. Default username for the Cloud SQL instance is root, and password whatever you have given. And here I am taking DDL Hibernate DDL ITO as update. So JDBC colon MySQL. Here your SQL instance IP you have to give, and slash new. New is the schema name we have created, right? In that, next one is the entity. So here I have created one entity employee which is having the two variable, that is ID and name. So ID and name will be created in the Cloud SQL with the name emp tab. What is the table name? Emp tab. We have to annotate here add that entity and table, as we have added Lombok dependency. So I have added here add that data, all args constructor, no args constructor, to create a getter and setter methods and constructor, right? The next one is the employee repository. So we have to create a interface employee repository extending JPA repository. Here we have to give the entity name and primary key integer, that is primary key data type. So here primary key is ID. Here you can say annotated with ID, then generated value. Here it will be auto incremented automatically. Next one is a runner. So if we implement, if we created a class and implement command line runner, and we override this method run, and we have to give here add that component. So what will happen, whenever you will run your Spring Boot application, so first this method will be execute. So I have created here employee repository, then after that we have created here an employee object, and after that I have saved that. So after that saving, so as we have given here HBM to DDL ITO as update, so Spring Boot will check in the new schema, is there any table with the EMP tab? As we didn't created any table, so it will create and save this information SAM, and one will be ID will be taken automatically. So after that what you can do, you can go to the GCP in the Cloud Shell, you can run this select star from EMP tab in the new schema, then you will find this table will be created with the one record. So this is a way you can connect Google Cloud SQL into your Spring Boot application. So if you like this video, you can hit like button and subscribe to our channel.